Hey everyone, welcome back to Whiskey and History. My name is Jeremy. For those of you that's been with me in this series, thanks for being here. You guys are MVPs, man. The ones of you that are just joining in, welcome, man. Pull up a chair, let's have a drink, let's talk about some history. So, let's get into it. It's 1863, July 3rd, the last day of the Battle of Gettysburg. And this is it. This is what the buildup has all been all about. So, General Robert E. Lee makes a decision that will forever shape the course of the war. Robert E. Lee famously orders Pickett's charge, which was a daring, some say desperate, attack or full frontal attack, hoping to break the Union lines once and for all. Now, picture this 12,000 Confederate soldiers, Virginians, North Carolinians, and Tennesseans, all under Major General George Pickett, standing in a line ready for battle. They're shoulder to shoulder and they step out onto an open field almost a mile long. No cover, no nothing. Union artillery and riflemen all watching every single one of their moves. Could you imagine the weight on their chest and their resolve to take that step forward to fight for what they believed in? And the fear, but also the bravery that allowed them to make that step or that charge. Man, cheers to those guys, man. Those guys really had a lot of guts. So, on the Union side, Major General Winfield Scott Hancock commands two corps. Now, Hancock, he wasn't just a soldier, he was a symbol of unshakable leadership. Picture this: Hancock was the type of leader that would ride up and down the lines, even though his soldiers were battered, bruised, and exhausted from all the fighting. He was there riding, making sure their spirits and morale were always up. And because of his presence alone, it allowed the soldiers to keep fighting. This is something where that expression says that most people would say that this is the type of leader that you would follow into the fires of hell. But for most soldiers in this predicament, they really did. So, as the Confederate ranks start to advance, the Union artillery roars to life. That's when all hell breaks loose. Chaos, gunfire, cannon fire, bayonets, hand to hand, it all goes down. The soldiers fight tooth and nail and they fight to kill. Colonel Alexander Hayes commands his gun with precision, while Lieutenant Alonzo Cushing, just 22 years old, refuses to leave his side even though he's mortally wounded, keeps the gun firing. They both stand their ground to the last breath. This type of heroism is the type of things that leave you speechless. And is why a person like me loves to read about history and learn about these things because the things that these two men did alone speaks volumes. And yet, despite the carnage, the Confederates, they press on. Brigadier General Lewis Armstead, a man leading with his heart as much as his sword, manages to break the Union lines. He lifts his hat, urging his men to push forward and continue the charge. For a moment, it looks like they're breaking through, but that reprieve is only short lived. The Union reinforcements swarm in and seal the breaches. Armistead falls. His dream of victory ends there. Amidst all the chaos, he dies on the battlefield. And then, just like that, it's all over. The field is littered with dead, dying, or wounded. What's left over of Pickett's men, it's all over the floor. The Confederates have to tuck their tail and retreat, and it's a loss that they never recover from. The cost of Lee's gamble was devastating, and as like you can see in this little picture, it's all over the place. Hancock stands victorious. He's wounded both in body and soul. So let's take this moment to take a drink and in honor of those men that fought in the Battle of Gettysburg. Cheers. But cheers to the end of the Battle of Gettysburg, guys. Thanks for being here with me. If there's any other whiskey that you would want me to try to connect with something historical or something just in your opinion that you would want me to try, please let me know in the comments. But here's to whiskey and history. Cheers, eh?